You might want to check that one at the door.
Ooh. Hey, shout out to J-Ro, DeFari, Tash, the whole Liquid crew. How did you link up with the Alcoholics?
Well, Eastwood after DJ Aladdin, because he was my DJ for a minute, and I think he got hurt, got in a car accident, and J-Ro was always my hype man on stage, and he hooked me up with E Swift, and E Swift flew Tash in from Ohio, and they were already working on a demo with A&M Records and the name of their group was called ESP, Everyday Street Poets. And this was around the time where everybody was putting their crews on, their boys, their homeboys on, and things like that. Yeah, you had the Lynch Mob, you had Terror Squad, things like that. And me and Pooh was sitting up trying to figure out, if we, put our boys, or if we create a group or put our crew on, what would we call it? And there was two choices, like from I think Pooh chose the Daily Chronics or the Alcoholics, and we ended up going with the Alcoholics because that's all we used to do is party and get faded and mess with the girls, because like I said, we wasn't really trying to go down the gangster lane anymore because N.W.A was here and Eazy and Cube was on his own and things like that. So we came up with the Alcoholics, and we just chose E Swift and J-Ro, he's been with me from the beginning, and Tash came on, and we just called them the Alcoholics. And from there, the whole crew was created, the Liquid crew, and we brought on like DeFari, Montage, Exhibit came, and Stylistic Jones, and a lot of other groups was created, from the Liquid crew, like Dilated Peoples, Loop Pack, groups like that. But that's how they were formed, and shit. They got on. We got them to deal with Loud Records, and we took off with it.
That's dope. That's dope. You have a song called "On the Rocks," one of my favorites. It was probably 11 when I came out. When you were telling, and anyone who doesn't know this song, go look it up. It's a really dope song where he's telling a crime story, but each criminal or each element has an alcohol attached to it. So you're talking about Seagram's gin and Hennessy. And back then, I literally thought it was a crime story. Like I was like, oh damn, Hennessy's about to kill Bobby, because I didn't know shit. But listening to it as an adult, that is a very clever song, man. Can you just take us back to that song, dude?
Kind of got that idea from, I think it was my guy Spice One. He kind of had a song similar to that.
Talking about his gun, was it?
No, I thought he was talking about alcohol too.
Oh, I'm getting it mixed up with Tupac's My Girlfriend. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I kind of got the idea from there, and I just sat up and listened to that and tried to just write something better and more clever. But I got the idea from Spice One, and it was really just supposed to be an interlude, and everybody liked it. It was cool,
Wow,
dope.
See, I'm learning stuff myself, man. See, and I tell people I don't know everything. I know most of the shit, but some of the details, some of the names he mentioned, I had no idea where they came from. Now we know.
Right. Yep.
Before we move on, can I ask everybody to hit that like button? And if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you like what you're hearing, please hit that subscribe button. We have the legendary King T, West Coast legend, man, in the building, along with Lonzo Williams, the godfather of West Coast hip hop. We do appreciate everybody checking in with us. Hey, can you talk to us about working with Dr. Dre and why, I guess, that eventually the album was never released on Aftermath? And I think it was eventually released independently through you. Can you take us through that whole situation?
Well, like I said, we all used to hang, together a lot. Like I said, at Eazy's mom's house, and we kind of, me and Pooh, we kind of shared equipment with Dre and Jinx and Eric, and saying we used to use the same equipment. We all used to work together at the same. Well, they worked at Audio Achievements. We worked at Echo Sound. But you know, we used to go back and forth, and we always talked about working together. You know, I always used to visit the studio when Dre was working on the Chronic up there at the Solar Building, and I had to deal with Capital. And you know, we just remained good friends. And I had a deal when they were at. I already had a deal when they were at Death Row, but once he left Death Row, I was kind of in between deals, and it was perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? We just got together, and I think I was like one of the first acts that he signed, one of the first rappers he signed on the West Coast. He didn't even have the Aftermath name yet, you know, so. You know, we always talked about working together, and it was perfect time, and we just got together and did it. And I put the album together. I thought it was like, you know, some of my best work, you know, taking nothing away from DJ Pooh and the things we've done. But it was a different time, and you know, I always wanted to work with Dre. It was just a different sound, different sonic sound. And, you know, things just got heavy because the kid Eminem came along, and I got a little paranoid about, you know, because everyone's heard the stories about how, you know, Dre could possibly put you on the shelf, and you know, you might not never, because so I got panicky and things like that, and I just asked to be released with, you know, and asked could I take my masters, and we were, you know, he didn't want me to go, but he, you know, he let me roll, and he helped me out with the situation. I was supposed to go over to Ruthless and Tamika, and we was trying to work that situation, but things kind of fell apart with the Ruthless situation and my management and things like that. So it just got shelved and bootlegged and all, you know, all kind of versions, but the real version never really came out.
So what you been doing all this time, man? What you been doing? Grandpa, married, kids?
Yeah. Well, I got a divorce about 10 years ago or something like that, and got married again. So I've been, you know, that you hit it on the head, you know, chilling with my grandkids and raising my kids, and just being a daddy and a granddad, and you know, enjoying life, man. Now I'm getting that itch again. Now, you know,
it does something. It does something.
Yeah.
How long you been on this off the set?
Oh, come on, man. Shit. The last situation that was in with I guess my last real deal was with the Aftermath situation. That was at 98.